Okay, let's talk about it. The NRAL settlement has been going around. Everybody has lost their minds. But guess what? We are at a good place and we're going to maintain this good place. Um, I've got a couple of thoughts on it. I'm really tired of the back and forth conversation, the confusion that I've been seeing out here. And I get it. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people are hearing things from the news and getting tidbits of this and that. And then there's some intermingling of people who just want to corrupt, the conversation. And unfortunately, a lot of us aren't being educated on what's truly going on out here in this industry. As you can see, I'm the chaos coordinator. I've got a ton of stuff happening behind me. We've got boards, we've got sticky notes, we've got maps, we've got all the things. So work is what it is. It is what it is. It is what I make it. This is not going to slow down my business. This is not slowing down my industry. If you need a house and you need to sell a house, it's still the same. Nothing's changed. So let's keep that consistent and in mind. The positive is people still need homes, people still need to sell homes, and people still need to make moves. They have a lot of changes in their world. So we, as real estate agents, have to help them. And first and foremost for me would be customer service. I am driven by customer service. The motto of my team is service beyond closing. So that means when the keys are passed, we don't disappear. We're still here to help you with vendors, checking on insurance, the questions that you're just not sure of what's going on and what you need to take care of, and you feel a little lost because it is a very overwhelming process, and all kinds of weird and crazy things are happening, with the scammers and all that good stuff out here. So being here for our customers after the fact, after they close on their houses, after they move away, is still what we do. So that's just first and foremost for me. That's always the thing. So when it comes to all of these changes that have happened happened as of August 17th, that was the big D-Day. Um, what I was shown through my brokerage. I'm with EXP Realty. If you don't like it, I'm not sure what I can do for you. If you think we're bad people, then all we do is recruit and hunt. I don't know what to tell you. I sell a lot of real estate. If you want to come and join me at this party, you're more than welcome. It's no pressure here. If you want to ask questions, I'm here for it. But I do like where I'm at. I love the independence of my brokerage because I'm very independent. I do like to think outside of the box, but I love having the support of the brokers that answer me within a matter of seconds sometimes at this point. And they're very knowledgeable of everything that should and shouldn't be going on within the jurisdiction that I operate in. And that is two different jurisdictions, Maryland and DC, and soon to be Virginia. I'm going to stop saying that because y'all going to be like, this girl will never add Virginia, but I'm going to add Virginia. I promise y'all. But as you can see, I'm in Prince George's. It's the wrong way. Prince George's County, Maryland. I do live in the southern end of Maryland. I do adore it, but I do sell houses all over Maryland. Please don't ask me about Ocean City. That's almost 3 hours away from my house. That's ridiculous. I can't do it. Cannot do it. Can't support you in that way. That would not be great customer service. I'm sure I have some amazing friends in Ocean City that I can help you with. But let's talk about the knowledge of the documents presented. I will say that EXP did an amazing and phenomenal job. Leah Paraggio, Ms. Julie Davis really took the time to break things down for us and really explain how we should operate going forward. And the one thing I got from this whole conversation was there was not a huge change. Not much has changed. We've had buyer agency agreements in place in Maryland. They were all part of our process for turning in all of our documents. They've been there for years. This is not new to me. In this time I've been in the business almost 10 years. There's always been buyer agency agreements. The problem is we were always hinging everything on what the seller would do. But when it's a relationship and a commitment made between you and the buyer, that's the conversation we should be focusing on. And building better relationships with our lender friends, which I have a ton of those, and they have been absolutely amazing to me over the years when getting my clients to closing and making sure that everybody understands everything that's going on. So those are the relationships I've been focusing on with my buyers and with my lenders. When it comes to my sellers, I'm giving them the adequate information as far as what the comps are in their communities, what the houses should be selling for, what the buyers are looking for at this time. And then in my new construction relationships, nothing has changed there either. We are still having the same conversations of what the buyers want, price points, and the incentives that are being offered. And as a buyer agent in some aspects, I do still work with a ton of buyers. I've got a long list of them on a different whiteboard, not that whiteboard. We got another one. Um, what they need. And I know the interest rates have swayed some people, but if you have to move, you just have to move. And from my understanding, and I'm not going to say my understanding, my true knowledge of renting in this area, it has not gotten cheaper. So buying is not as horrendous as some people make it to be because the interest rates are high. And I know everyone tells the story of how their mother or their father had an amazingly high interest rate, and now these numbers that we're hoping for, they don't even phase them. But of course, we've grown over the years. Of course, all the things that we have, um, the shifts, the evolutions of our lives and what we get paid, what we pay for cars, what we get, what we buy from the grocery store, the shoes we shop for. I know I've elevated in my life, my nails cost, getting my hair done cost, my glasses, the price of my eyeglasses has increased. I need to see, so I'm going to pay them. So it's a matter of supply and demand. And yes, house prices have increased since those times of old when people were paying 18 and 19% interest rates on their houses, but the salaries have also increased. Making $100,000 used to be a big thing back in the day. It's average right now. And yes, there are two household families, two working members of the household, the whole household out there earning dollars to afford life. But I mean, we eat out. I was just telling someone the other day, it's amazing to me how when I was a child and I lived with my grandparents for a time in the South, we ate by a certain time. We had a sweet, and the sweet was on the weekend when grandma cooked the cake, and that was the treat. And we didn't look for things. We didn't have so much that was accessible to us. I tell people all the time. One thing I love, I used to tell my mother if she gave me $2 a day before when I went to school, I could live all day. I don't know what I could do with $2 right now. It's not even reasonable. If I go to Starbucks, that's a good $5, $6 right there on one drink. I haven't even gotten anything to eat with it. So understanding there's an evolution to our lives and the things that we buy and need and purchase, even if we're not living the high life or we're just living a regular everyday life, still things still cost, but we are making a considerable amount more than we were years ago. Like I said, one of the things when I was in the federal government years ago, getting to $100,000 was like, whew, I have arrived, I've made it. Now that's not my goal anymore. My goal has far exceeded that number. And it's super important to me that I work very hard to, really afford the things I do and just thrive in my business. It's just a desire of mine. And we have so many people that are entrepreneurs, self-employed. People are out. They have side hustles. They are so creative. They do still have regular jobs because I know them all very well. People that have regular jobs, but they have the side hustle that they're creating. And so the money is there. I know y'all tell me these are too expensive. But I know there's a dream out there of a person who bought a $200,000 house and now they're buying a $500,000 house, and they never thought that those two worlds would ever exist for them, and the growth because it's a thing called equity. I tell my clients all the time, one thing I can tell you is the longer you wait, the more you miss out on because there is equity to be gained. I have clients that have bought their houses a little over a year ago, and there's equity for them to gain from their houses at this time. It's always not tangible, but if you know the right way to go about it and the right people to talk to, there it's accessible. So that's just one thing I just want everybody to understand. I get things have gotten more expensive. I think life is, having babies is more expensive, but also we're okay. It's not horrible for everybody out there. Now, I can't speak for any other class that, is really, really struggling and things just aren't going your way. But where I'm at, it's prime territory. The government is here. We have plenty of private corporate industries here that people make really, really good money in, really good money. And it's not always college educated jobs that, you know, that do that for them. But as a person who is an entrepreneur and lives in this area, I can definitely understand it is expensive. But I do work very hard to get the things that I want, and I think that's just that that American grit that we have, that we're just going to create something and keep moving, and not throw pity parties about it and have a good time. So, with that being said, the knowledge of the documents that have been created, once again, the documents haven't changed much. The only things that they're stating is there is a potential that a seller is willing to pay a buyer's agent fair commission, whatever, not whatever they ask for. Everything is negotiable. That is the key word that I'm grabbing from all of this. Everything is negotiable. So I think as an agent, my job is to show you why I'm valuable, why I deserve this number that I have put on this piece of paper. And no, we don't discuss numbers. That's not what we do. Um, I will say, reaching out to my clients, weekly touches. Everybody who knows me and knows me well, I do video text messages. That's one of the things. I love a good pop by. I love client events. But just staying in touch with my people has been a priority of mine. And that's just something I just truly, truly focus on. I don't want them to feel like I've forgotten about them. And I'm not going to call you every day. I'm just not. It's just, that's a lot. But I do periodically like to reach out to you. I like to send out cards. Just like I said, holidays come around. I want to send some cute little thing to you in the mail just to touch base with you, just to let you know I'm there. And I do check on my clients. A lot of them live within minutes from me. So it's super cool to be able to talk to them, check in on them, see how their houses are, ride past and see how beautiful their yards are, how they're keeping their houses up, and all the things. And that creates business for me. But it's not, these things are not done out of um, the desire to have more business. It's just done out of that's my nature. I like to feed people and I like to check on folks. That's just what I do. So the documents, though they have changed just a teeny bit, there's still a buyer agency agreement. There's still an agreement that has been made with a buyer and an agent before you even hit the street and start looking at houses. What the seller is doing has no bearing on this particular form. You can have a conversation with the selling agent. You can negotiate with the seller about what you would like. But if there's not an opportunity there and you haven't briefed that client in advance, then there could be some difficulties that you could face. But I think it's important that, you as the buyer's agent, working with your buyer, working with the lender, and seeing that there are all types of opportunities and things that you could do to help a buyer get in a home. I'm a USDA baby. I adore that loan to the core. I am a USDA loan recipient. Well, I had years ago a brand new construction home in what was considered a rural territory. No, I do not live in farmland. It's a giant a mile from me. And for those who don't, that's a grocery store here. Starbucks is a mile from me. Navy Federal Credit Union, a gas station. Everything is right within a mile. I can walk to everything. So I'm not in a rural territory. And I'm about 15 miles from a major highway that'll take you right into Washington, D.C. So with that being said, the zoning just worked in our favor and we were able to get a zero down loan. And when you really think about that thing, the two things that most buyers need when they move into a home, when they go to purchase a home, is a down payment and closing help. So the down payment is just a percentage of whatever type of loan you have been approved for to secure the loan. The closing costs ensure the things that deal with your title, with your lender fees, taxes and insurances and things of that nature that are put to the side to take care of you taking ownership of the home. So two totally different things that you need. So if we could find a program that would give you zero down when it comes to purchasing, then all we would have to worry about is the closing help. See how that works? I love that. So, just to give you an example, once again, it's my story to tell, my life, my truth. My husband and I were approved for a USDA loan on a new construction home. We did have to put a deposit down with the builder because you want to show good faith that you intend on going through with this purchase. That's what that deposit is all about. Anybody asks you about earnest money, good faith deposit, it's to put that you have some skin in the game and you are truly going to purchase a home. And you're not playing around with these people. You're not leaving a dollar and walking away and you don't care about anything. You're really putting some skin out there. So with that being said, we left a deposit. Well, in that time frame, when we were buying, the builder was paying all of the closing help. So that was another obstacle off our plate. So as a buyer, if there is limited funding, maybe you can open your mind to potentially a USDA loan that would help you with the 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 finances of it all. If I say nothing else, coming up with the money. There are different opportunities you can take. There's the Maryland Mortgage Program. There's so many things available, especially in our state of Maryland, that would help you purchase. Um, and sometimes, my favorite thing, all money ain't free. Sometimes there is some catches and some things you got to go through to get to the. Do you need to take an 8-hour class online with a computer? As my granddaddy said, you got more time, you got money. Let's get to it. Um, and sometimes the interest rate may be higher. Sometimes you may have to go through a couple little more hoops. You might can't sell the house for 5 years, but 9 times out of 10, most people usually sell their house within 5 years. So that's the usual parameters of most of these grants and programs that are available to you. So sometimes if you do go up a little bit in interest rate, is it not benefiting you to save some money that you either want to keep or you just don't have access to at the time to go ahead and make that purchase? And once again, we come right back around to the fact that there's equity that you start sitting on immediately. It might not be the first day, but give it 6 months, give it a year, give it 2 years, give it 3 years. You never know what that could build into to push you into a stronger portfolio, generational wealth. It just really changes the game. The majority of people across the country have at least 50% equity in their homes at this time. That is so super cool. So if there was anything that you ever needed, you possibly could go in your house and get it. You don't necessarily have to sell your house, but you could go in your house and get it. There's some way, shape, or form. The houses, ownership gives you power. If you don't want it, that's fine. I get it. You want to rent, you want to do, that's fine. I'm not here to make anybody a believer. That's fine. I love working with people who want to work with me. That's the way this works for me. So I am an open book. When it comes to signing documents, I will literally go horse in the voice, going over each and every document. And sometimes it's 40, it could be 50 pages. I want to make sure you walk away with this thing, truly understanding what you signed. And if there's any curiosities or, questions that you have, I'm here to answer that, because I don't want anyone. I personally, when I bought my house, I was super nervous because it was like, sign, sign, sign. Oh no, what's happening? Sign, 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 sign. I want you to feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't want you to have to be able to sell a house by the time we get done and we go through our buyer consultation. But I do want you to understand the comings and goings of the documents that you're signing and what that means to you in the long run. So, um, um, okay, I had to figure out what I wrote to myself, but there will be an adjustment. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be some, let's fix this. But that's what documents are for. We're here to fix things. We're here to, but once again, if there's an issue, all of us, I'd like to say all of us have strong brokers that can really support us and talk us through this process to make sure everything is a-okay. But customer service should just not change. We should be more than willing to help you and make sure you understand. And it's not a rush, rush, rush. Oh my God, what's going to happen? I got to get you to sign this paper before all hell breaks loose. That's not the case. I am personally going to have two different documents within my hands when I see people. They will be, I'm sorry I didn't have those out in advance, but this is a single property buyer broker agreement. So single property. I'm going to show you one house. If you want to just see one house, I'll show you one house. I'm fine with that. If you show up to my open house, I'm not going to require you to sign anything. From my understanding, and I'll confirm with my broker again. From my understanding, you are more than welcome to come into an open house and view. But if you ask to be shown another house, please expect to sign something. It's not anything legally. It's not anything that's going to stay with you for the rest of your days. It's a single property agreement. Now, let's go back to what we used to have. And this document has gotten much shorter since August the 17th, which is pretty cool for me. Fine with that. This is the regular buyer agency broker agreement. So what happens representation. Let's say it that way. And this is about our compensation, what we expect. We are going to put a time frame on this. It's definitely up to the agent, definitely up to the buyer, how long they would like to work with you, how much of a chance. But I think within the pursuit of finding a home, giving someone at least 6 months is important, and especially as a buyer who has a long laundry list of things that you would want in a home, and that person is really trying to guarantee that you get everything that you want, because that's the most important part of purchasing a home, is getting everything you want. I would suggest a year. Now I have worked with people 3, 4, or 5 years. I have people on my list that I've known for a very long time, and they have come very close. But then when they get that house, it's an unforgettable feeling. Like, I'm a crybaby, so I'll always be all emotional and all excited when I hear people say this the one, and they don't back down from it. They walk in the house, say this is the one. So being able to check all those boxes off on what you want in a home, being able to help people sell their homes, understanding that everything is negotiable. That is the key word, people. Say it with me. Everything is negotiable. There is an opportunity for you to ask. Now, if someone doesn't budge on their price, that's what it is. You're providing a service. That's what they want to charge. I am not here to argue with anybody, but please understand, you get what you pay for sometimes. And someone wanting to reduce so quickly, and do these things, it you might want to sense that has the motivation. I will reduce, and I hate to say this on recording, if someone is in trouble and they really, really just need help, um, I'm here for my clients, and that's all I can tell you. I'm here for my people. It has burned me a couple times in the past, but that hasn't stopped the fact that I still want to make sure people are okay. And once again, it just goes back to my nature: feeding folks, make sure people are good, having a great time. That's my walk. You meet my mama, she's gonna feed you. We gonna have greens. We gonna have fry some fish. It's gonna be a great time. But that's just what we do. But so it has rolled over into any business that I've created over the years, and real estate just happens to be that business that I really get to flourish in that activity. So at EXP, we do have our own documents. We do follow along with the state of Maryland. Our documents have been approved by Maryland, but nothing has truly changed in my world. It's just a different document with a few less lines. And it's very clear and present that this is what we would like to charge. I should be showing it to you before I show you a house. And then I should be in negotiation and working with the seller agent to get you in the house. And negotiation and deal structuring is always a gamble. Every house is different. No house will be the same, but it's my job to be defined as much in the best interest of my client. So when it comes to working with buyers, we sign the agreement in advance. You do the buyer consultation. We take you through all the steps, and hopefully your eyes don't cross from all of the information. We give you buyer bags and just present, just we literally do the same thing I do for you for a seller. It's just a different walk, because I am not sitting in your home presenting you. I'm trying to help you find a home. So that's the difference in this thing. But I know August 17th was like D-Day, and a lot of people were freaking out. And I see all the blogs and I see all the posts, and I haven't spoken about it because it's too much. It's too many talking heads. It's too many opinions. Too many people not sure of things. Too many people screaming that the sky is falling. And I personally thought about what I really wanted to say in this thing. And for me in this walk, my first thought was, okay, let's go. We're still working. There's no change. There's no difference. We're still working. We're still servicing. We're still helping people buy and sell homes and businesses and land and all of the things. Still working. I don't change anything about me. I'm still a person that believes in highly in customer service. I like treating folks right. I like being comfortable with people. Sorry for the door chime. I like being comfortable around people where they get to know me and I get to know them. And this turns into an amazing relationship because I like to consider my clients my family. So I think I'm super excited for what's to come in the future. And for those who are not excited in me, I don't know what to tell you. But I look forward to seeing you guys out in the real estate streets. Have an amazing day. Bye.